It is now 7 a.m. I stood up late because Chanticai's Sylvie sale started midnight for the words just cannot come out. It was a sponsored video and they gave me a code. A lot of people I think got a code, but basically you could start shopping with it. So I just wanted to be up with the fam and just like say hey, but it was past my bedtime. So I'm gonna take Maddie out on a walk, and I have this really incredible urge to go back to bed, but I know that's not the best thing. When that happens, I tend to feel a little sluggish, but we're gonna see what happens. But first we're gonna get the little one up, okay?
Maddie. Hey, Maddie. Here she. Oh, good morning. Hi. Oh, we ready to play? Oh my gosh, what do you have there? What do you have there? Hi. Hi. What's up? What's up? What's up? You're getting.
Oh, you're getting too close to the camera, you silly. You silly. You're like, what is this? What is this?
Hey, you. Let's go outside.
One of the fantastic things about this apartment is when you wake up, you have no choice but to see the light, and being exposed to this natural light helps your circadian rhythms kick into gear. Like, it's time to be up. It's time to be up, which I love because sometimes when you first get up and it's still dark, you're like, but when you're all up in this light, when you're all up in this light, your brain is like, okay, let's do it. All right, first walk of the day. I'll be back. Oh, I'll be back. Maddie and I are back from our walk. 38 minutes about, which is, I like to do up to an hour in the morning since it's significantly cooler. And we actually have a break weather-wise from the humidity, as the last 2 weeks were dreadful. Even at 7 a.m., it will be 85 degrees with 95% humidity. What am I gonna do with that? So even though it's cooler right now, I still like to take her out on a hefty walk earlier in the day and then like later in the day during twilight, where the sun's not completely down, but it's like, it's getting there. And that's my favorite time of day, actually. But in the afternoon, not as long. Although yesterday was okay because even though it was hot, there was a breeze still and it wasn't uncomfortable. So we went on a decent afternoon walk. I'm contemplating if I should, well, I definitely have to do my Booty by Brett glute workout. I'm a member of his program, and every month he provides us 3 workouts with weight or body weight, depending on your situation, and 2 glute workouts that, depending on the month, can be optional or non-optional. They're not optional this month. So I think I'm just going to get dressed and do that. I'm also contemplating jumping rope. But I'm just so like, I don't know, man. I could do it later too. Like, I only have 2.5 classes. I have my 11, my barefoot body conditioning. And then I usually have flexibility on Fridays. I call it Flex Express. Flex Express is a 30-minute flex class. I designed it so that if you just wanted to dedicate half an hour, that's all you had. We do total body flexibility. But because I was meeting my coach yesterday and I wouldn't have been able to return in time to teach, I moved that class to Saturday. So I tacked it on right after BBC, which is something I admire about teaching virtually. I know it's not for everything and everyone, But the flexibility, man, just makes life so much easier. If you do it in enough time and you have your email list and you just let everyone know in advance, these changes can be easily made. And that's what I appreciate, the flexibility, all puns intended, of this approach. But I also get how it could be a little possibly not ideal for like the energy that you experience in live teaching class. So I understand. I get energetic when I teach my virtual classes. I am in it. But I should get dressed and do the glute workout now, because I could eat now or I could eat after class, but I want to eat now so that I'm not eating a lot in a shorter period of time. I like to spread it out a little bit, because my fast, whether you call it time restricted feeding or fasting, whatever, is only for 16 hours. And because I'm so crazy, I pack my food. You should see all the food I bring to Maddie's house, because there's nothing around here that I can eat. Everything is basically takeout, which means you don't know what they're cooking with. And unfortunately, a lot of these places, even fancy ones, they cook with seed oil, like canola oil and soybean oil, and it's just bad. It's bad. I didn't realize that limits your options. Although fancier restaurants, upon your request, you can ask if they could either cook with ghee or not, something that's not a seed oil, coconut oil even. But those, it could happen. But the options here, they ain't cooking with no coconut oil, okay? First, we're gonna do the butt exercises, okay? And then we'll come back and I'll start to prepare what I'm going to eat in a way that doesn't put me too close to my my class, because teaching when full is not comfortable. Oh, I forgot to take out a steak for today. I should do that now. Hold on. All right, so we got 2 grass-fed strip sirloin. I can't read. Grass-fed beef strip sirloin from ButcherBox. Actually, even though I'm an affiliate of ButcherBox, I have been a member for quite some time. You cannot see me. What's happening? Yeah, I had a subscription to them for like a year before I became an affiliate, and it just makes it easier because they're frozen. And situations like this where I have to bring food, is like it serves as an ice pack already because it's frozen. So traveling with it in not far, but it can be helpful. I could also do some scallops, some ButcherBox scallops. Maybe I should put these. Let me put them in a bowl now so they could start defrosting in the fridge. All right, steaks in the fridge, scallops in the fridge, start defrosting. I didn't mention this when I had the pleasure of interviewing Dr. Ben Bikman, the co-creator and co-founder with his brother Joel of Health Code. Now, before I became an affiliate, I was a subscriber also with Health Code for like a year. I know what people are going to say, and like, Alethea, that's no process. You're right, but so is my steak. To a degree. I think there are different tiers of processed foods. When I say processed foods, I'm talking about like French fries, Doritos, Oreos. So when you listen to advocates of eating real food and they're like, stay away with anything that has a label. Yeah, this has a label. This has a label, but you know what? When you're just surrounded by Dunkin' Donuts and Qdoba and all these other fast food places and you still need to get your nutrition in, yeah, I'm happy I have Health Code around. That's just the way it is. Through this process, I had to learn to diversify my palate. I couldn't just eat, chicken and steak all the time. I had to eat lots of different seafoods, lots of different other red meats. Like there's not only beef, there's lamb, there's goat, there's, in addition to poultry, there's different types of poultry. There's also like bison, elk, and all these different meats. So it's a process, man, because I think we get stuck. If we're changing our lifestyle, we also have to introduce new foods into our palate. Otherwise, you're not getting like the full spectrum that you should if you're just eating like one thing at a time. Like people are like, yeah, I'm carnivore, you have a ribeye a day. That's a steak diet. It's not what that is. Oh, and we got some Patagonia smoked mussels. These are delicious. I had no idea Patagonia like had food items. We got Vital Choice wild sardines. I might be having these with my duck eggs that I order from Miller Bio Farms. I love them. I also wanted to try these wild petite sardines. I usually love to get Bella, but they didn't have them. But they're small. So, I don't know, we'll see. I also am so fiending for a bagel, but I know I feel that right now because I haven't eaten anything yet. But once I have my eggs and my protein, I think I'm gonna have sardines today after my eggs. Once I have that, maybe I'll make some oatmeal and then I'll put my health code in there. A great way that you can boost your protein intake is, a lot of people will say protein powders aren't the best. And the reason is because it's isolated. And naturally, foods like an animal-based protein, you get both the protein and the fat, and that's the ideal way it's being delivered to your body, so it's the most bioavailable for you to use. But unfortunately, people rely too heavily on like whey isolate powders without actually eating the real food. But if you're having something higher carb like a grain, if you really love oatmeal, and I like it from time to time, at least put some protein in there to boost the ratio. I know it's not ideal to combine a carb and a fat, but it's okay. You know, it's not like I'm having ice cream right now in the morning. As long as we can keep the fructose low, we're okay. Low fructose. But first we gotta wash this face. I've been loving the Pyongyang Yule. This was the one that I introduced in my most recent Yes Style video. I purchased this, the low pH Pore Deep Cleansing Foam. But first we're gonna brush our teeth. All right, off to washing. You don't need a lot of this. A little goes a long way. That's the amount that I use. And it creates a pretty good lather. If you can see that. Even though it creates a lather, it doesn't make my skin feel dry or stripped. Gotta get in there. I've been loving the rice toner, but I think I like the ginseng essence in the morning. It's a little lighter. I still have my Instri green tea toner, which I gotta give some love. I was thinking I could just use this or the green tea all over my body. Like, why not? This has like a silkier texture to it slightly than the Neogen I found. Like a little bit of slickness to it. Almost done with the Klairs, the Dear Klairs Fundamental Nourishing Eye Butter. I just love that it's in a tube, it doesn't take up much space, and it moisturizes under my eyes, you know, it's very simple. The star product is the Roto, is this brand name. The C Serum. Or the brightening, I think this is actually the brightening essence. I really love this vitamin C. It's so lightweight. You don't need a lot. It's actually recommended. You could treat it as a spot treatment, but I just put it all over because it really helps with lightening the PIH. And of course, I've been going in with the Skin Aqua, but I'll probably go in with that later. You know, during the high sun points of the day. In the meanwhile, using the rice cream. I've been loving this. Someone had mentioned that it's similar, or it looks similar to the Biossance Omega Rich Cream, the Omega Cream, which I had recommended and had used because I bought that for Mom a few months back. This one, the texture feels lighter, more whipped. whereas the Biossance feels more creamy. They both have a very similar effect on the skin, like silky, smooth, but still not heavy. Neither of them have fragrance, so that's always a plus. I did find if I also apply, oh god, this one. This is not the essence. This is more like not a serum either. It's like a cream. I find if I put that on under this, it's a little too much for summer, like a little too much. But I'm gonna revisit that product like when it gets colder. Some Sonuji. Had to bring the Lotus set along for the ride because, I mean, what else was I gonna do? Oh my god, fam, look. Kyojuro Rengoku! I love him so much. I got this from Redbubble. Look at him. He's the best ever. I just cropped it, so maybe we'll wear that later today, you know, because I want to need some Rengoku energy, like, for real. We're ready. This is the outfit. I know the lighting's, this is bad because anyway, where the mirror is in the bedroom, the light's behind us. I put on this bathroom light just so you can see a little better. But these are the Lululemon Align, which I wear. This is the only leggings I wear. In addition to the, whatchamacallit. Oh, maybe I could put you here. Maybe we could try this. The Airy leggings, I love those as well. That's a little better. So this is what we're gonna use to do the booty exercises. I ain't gonna even do my hair. I don't care. I'll do it later. See you, Rengoku. We're gonna need our BC strength bands. This is the large in number 2. This is the small, medium. Look at all my wires. I had to bring all my camera stuff because I'm teaching a Stretch It app live class and my boss loves it when I use my fancy camera. So I had to buy, or rather, what am I saying? I had to bring that along. I also will use the camera that I'm holding now to stream my classes because I found that it's just a lot better quality when I send out the recordings. Here's my jump ropes that I might use later. I feel like I might do I don't know, an afternoon sesh. We definitely need our Sony headphones because yeah, I'm gonna put this all in my bag and get it going.
Caution, content's hot. Caution, content's hot.
Oh joy, nobody's here. Because who in their right mind will go to the gym on a Saturday morning? Oh, look, going down here, we got our kinky merch.
Caution, content's hot. You got to give me all you got. Caution, content's hot. You got to give me all you got.
All right, so 90-second rest. We're gonna repeat that circuit 2 more times. All right, booty stuff is done. I thought I would tack on some abdominals. Don't get me wrong, abs is all about nutrition. However, if you are at a higher body fat percentage, like for women, you have to be extremely low body fat, like competition level body fat to see shredded abs. That is not sustainable. and it's not safe. So a lot of those competitors, they cycle in and out of that. They don't look like that all the time. With that said, because I'm at a place where it's more sustainable, it's healthier for me, if you want your abs to show, then you gotta, you gotta work them. You gotta build that muscle. And also it's good for my back bending, because for the back to be strong, the front gotta be strong too, okay? All right, nice second rest. Repeat it 2 more times. Whew. We did it, fam. I'm still contemplating doing some jump rope later, but I think that's a good start. We got some support work. I say support work because I did my heavier lifting earlier this week, so I completed my 3 workouts, and today's glute workout then completes the second mandatory glute work. And as you saw, high rep, low weight, since it was mainly my body weight and band. Usually you will go anywhere from 15 to 30 reps for 3 sets or even 4. So the lighter the weight, the higher value you should go.
Maddie, you were waiting for us, Daddy. Hi. Who is that? You got lamb chop? You got lamb chop?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hi. Hi. Hi there.
Oh, lead the way. Oh boy, you know what time it is? It's time for tummy rubs. It's time for tummy rub. Let me see that tummy. Let me see that tummy. Yay!
I've always hated that. Always have that. Look at these paws. You're so silly. You're so silly. Look at these legs. Look at these strong legs.
I think it's a perfect time to now change the battery because it's on 1 slash. Thank goodness I got 2. I learned my lesson. With that said, I'm gonna get this first meal of the day ready. I didn't learn my lesson because this battery's dead too. One of these days I'm gonna get it. We got some duck eggs, woo! I forgot to bring my bone broth and I'm pissed because I like to enter my first meal of the day with some broth, but I forgot it. I was packing all the stuff and took it out. Forgot to put it in the bag. I could buy some from Whole Foods, but I have a bunch and I'm like, it's okay. We're gonna survive without the bone broth, but it's so good. I truly think bone broth needs to be the new green juice. You can fight me down below on that. They can live together in harmony, but like bone broth is so nutrient rich, and I know it's not for everyone. Like I get if you have like an allergic something or you're just not down for that, but if you're just totally ignoring it because you don't think it's worth your time, dude, you gotta get into it. I'm gonna wait for this water to boil, but while we do, let's go over the other things that we're gonna make. Also from Miller Bio Farms, they also sell the Supli Hollow cereals, the pre-soaked organic fresh rolled oats. So these have been soaked, not like overnight soaked, but like soaked and dehydrated. So I keep these in the fridge. I do half a cup of the oats to 1 cup of water, and they cook pretty quickly. Also from Supli Hollow cereals, we have the pre-soaked organic pumpkin seeds, which I love. Pumpkin seeds, one of my faves. I want to learn how to sprout. I want to sprout my macadamia and Brazil nuts. If not sprout, at least soak. So you could break down the anti-nutrients and you can actually get a lot more nutrition from the seed instead of it just going through you and not leaving anything behind except some poopies. I have fermented my oatmeal before and I highly recommend that method if you love oatmeal but it doesn't agree with your stomach, if it's too tough to digest. Soaking and fermenting and/or it also breaks down the phytic acid in oats. The phytic acid disables your body's ability to absorb any nutrients that the oatmeal will have to offer in the first place. So that is I'm not anti-grain. I just think overall we lost the art of preparing grains appropriately for our bodies to not only digest well with any repercussions, but to also absorb any nutrients that the grains have to offer in the first place. So I did use my yogurt at one point, and I fermented the oats for like 2 days. Delicious. It has like a really nice sour taste, but sometimes I'm impatient and I forget to set it up so that, you know, after the 48 hours, I'll have whatever. So I just bought these pre-soaked. I'm going to keep this in the fridge though until we get to that. Water's boiling for the eggs. I might have, oh, I'm so all over the place. I forgot to bring water with me. So that was a little tough. I've been using Element. This is the, excuse me, watermelon salt flavor. Hey, matching nails. This is an electrolyte mix, but with no sugar. It has stevia, so if you don't like stevia, then ignore this, but they do have flavorless. Like Keto Chow. Keto Chow is the other flavorless electrolyte mix I like to put in my water. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 of magnesium. So this is your complete package of electrolytes. And this was created by Rob Wolf. He spearheaded the paleo movement, and now I think he's keto. So, you know, I'm gonna put some in the water. And the reason why I bring the bottled water is because the water here, it's fun. I'm not gonna die from it, but I think it's a little metal heavy. And Mary doesn't have a purifier. Maybe I'll buy one for her. I bought a toaster oven. Mini one, you wanna see it? I bought a freaking mini toaster oven. Look at this. It's so tiny. It's only good for like one slice of bread at a time. So when I'm having my sourdough or what have you, and I bring it over, I like it toasted. You know what I mean? You can't have it any other way. So for soft boiled eggs, I like to take the water off the fire first, and then one by one, oh gosh, we're gonna drop them in slowly. Okay, and it helps that they came down in room temperature before hopping in the water bath. That keeps them from cracking, which has happened to me, but usually it's okay because it just starts forming in the water. And I like to then put my timer on. I do anywhere from 6 minutes to 30 seconds to 6:45. Oh, so you see one of them already broke, but it kind of just forms. So it's okay. We'll be okay. Sardines might not be the most beautiful thing to post on Instagram, but they're highly nutritious. Don't hate on my sardines, okay? Switching to my phone temporarily. So this is the one that got massacred in the water, but it fared out well. I realized that 6:30 might be a little too long for Barry's pot because it's all metal or all steel, and these cook rather quickly in that time frame. We're gonna use some real salt, Redmond's real salt. That's what I love to put on my eggs and sardines, and here we go. Oatmeal is prepared. Let's taste. For this to be lower carb, of course, you wouldn't use oats. You would probably use chia seeds or just have the protein shake as is. It's not actually a protein shake. It's a complete meal. It has more fat than a regular whey protein shake would, because it's not whey isolate alone. So this is very filling with the raw milk as well as the pumpkin seeds. I usually aim anywhere actually from 1 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. I'm about 57 kilos, so I'm like 125, 126. So I always try to go towards like 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. You might be like, what? That's optimal for satiety, for building, for a lot of things. And there's certainly myths out there about too much protein and mTOR and all this nonsense and kidneys. Your body's not capable of eating that much protein to ever get there. We have natural satiety mechanisms for protein that you physically cannot have that much unless you force feed yourself. Because I don't know if you know, we have protein no matter where you are on the spectrum, you feel pretty full. And there's certainly not enough protein in oats itself to add anything substantial. So that's why I have to add in something. It was not health code. It's like just the whey protein, but the health code tastes so delicious. I found it doesn't taste as like stevia heavy sweet. There's stevia and monk fruit in it, but it's not like intense. I need a bigger spoon. And I got a cheat soon. Of course, I didn't want to get it close to the wire, but here we are. So I'm gonna finish this up and get ready for class. Finished teaching class. We made it. Again, pretty easy day. I had BBC, Barefoot Body Conditioning, and we have Flex Express. But now we're gonna walk.
Hey you, what you doing? What you doing? Oh my gosh, where are you going? Where are you going, Maddie? Are you gonna do the dance for us? Are you gonna do the dance for us? Boop, 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 boop. Put your paws up. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. What is that? What are you doing? Look at you balance. Look at you balancing. Oh my gosh. You're so cute. I love you so much. You can't stand your face. I can't stand how cute you are, Maddie. You're too much. You're too much, Maddie. You're too much. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, I know. We're gonna go for a walk, baby girl. You know why? Because it's 12:43 and we gotta get into it because this morning we walked around 7 a.m. Put some socks on. These are the Bombas, like the halvesies. I love these guys. They have like this, they're like stoppers here on the heel so they don't slip off while in the shoe, because I think that was it's a problem for many of us who likes to wear the no-show socks. We're back. Are you going to exercise? Are you going to exercise now? Baby girl, I gotta get you fresh water because this needs to be replenished. Here you go. Fresh water for the freshest pup in town. Now they're back from our little walk. We don't have to go again until maybe 7, 8-ish, you know? I thought I would just take it easy. I wasn't a jump rope, but you know what? I could jump rope tomorrow. Feeling a little like
I can tell when I don't get enough sleep and I'm like pushing it. So as long as we did the butt workout, we did the booty. But later though, I definitely need to stretch because I didn't stretch after glutes. And I usually don't stretch right after I train. I like to wait a little bit. So let's relax a little bit, shall we? All right, this is dinner. We're gonna have our strip sirloin. I'm gonna have our scallops. We got the pan ready. I got some coconut oil. And I like coconut oil because it has a very high burn point, and butter, as much as I love butter, is very flavorful. It gets smoky really fast, and that's why I prefer to use this. Okay, we rested the steak. Ooh, this looks good. So the main, oh my God, this is like the juice. Oh, the scallops, dude, they get in there, juice. So you're probably wondering, Alicia, where are the veggies? I do veggies if they're fermented or prepared in some manner, like if they're roasted or again, fermented. I could, hold on. If I wanted, I could do some raw sauerkraut on the side. I feel it's not necessary because, unfortunately, red meat gets such a bad rep. But not just red meat, but all types of protein, I feel is just seen as that. Whereas this has a lot of nutrition in it. And I feel a lot of people don't realize that. I didn't realize that also. So I always thought you had to have something on the side when you ate protein. Like you always needed either to have a starch or a leafy something or another, right? Something green and then veggie. But when I learned that the nutrition is right here, I'm like, well, I don't want to go through all that then. Because to tell you the truth, fam, I don't really like leafy greens. They're just annoying. Like you get a thing of it and then it goes bad so fast. It's like, why am I even bother? And also an update, right now is 4:26. The last time we ate, it was we wrapped it like around 10:40. So 10, 11, 40, 3:40. So we're looking like 5.5 hours since our last meal, and I'm not starving, which is why I love the way I changed my lifestyle. When I prioritize protein, I don't have these like aggressive pains of hunger. I don't feel the need to have a snack or that experience that I went through. If I didn't eat right away, I felt like I was gonna faint. Like the blood sugar drop was so aggressive. You know, I could comfortably go between 5, 6, or even 7 hours between meals and not feel ravished. You know, so how? Oh, that's good. And I think it's because I really bumped up the protein. The problem with chicken is that it's hard to get really good chicken that's truly pasture raised. I ordered it from Joyce Farms, and there are a couple of other, like Miller Bio and also Dutch Meadows, I think has good chicken. Otherwise, the omega-3 to 6 ratio is way too heavy on omega-6 side when it comes to chicken. You know how expensive this will be outside? Really expensive. Steak and scallops? Are you kidding me? And these are good sized scallops. I'm still paying for my butcher box, by the way. Even though I'm an affiliate. Ooh, we cooked it well. This is more, I try to always go for medium rare, but I think this is, I don't know. No, that's totally medium rare. It's $150 a month, but when you think about how much that saves you in terms of not having to get your animal protein from a supermarket, so it saves you trips. It's already packaged for you, so if you have to travel somewhere like I do, it's ready to go. I'll have my sauerkraut, okay? And I put on some raw spring butter from Miller Bio on my steak while it was in the foil. Delicious. And I have my sauerkraut here. Delicious. This is from Gapview Homestead. I have 2 huge jars of these, as well as the pickled beet. The pickled beets are good. It has honey in it, so they, you know, you could eat a lot of those. It's almost like candy. Guess what I found at the supermarket today? I know. I haven't had a Levain cookie in a while, because they are sweet. I almost got ice cream. But the thing is, I'm like, listen, these are hedonistic foods, and I'll tell you why. I just had a steak and 4 scallops, okay? I'm having sauerkraut, okay? I don't know where to look. I want to look here. How am I able to still eat one of these? That's why, like, even at dinner, you're full, you're stuffed, but you can still have dessert. Like, why? You just said you were stuffed. I just said I was stuffed. Here I am, contemplating having, well, I'm gonna have it because I want to see how these, this is an experiment, okay? I want to see how these taste in comparison to the ones that I get at the bakery. But I was looking at the macros too, between this and the ice cream. Although this is a total of 31 grams of carbs for 1 cookie, the total sugar is 19 grams. That's very, very high. I think the recommended, hold on. The recommended dose of sugar intake is, I think, 28 grams a day. That could be too much. I don't remember. Anyway, the total sugars in here is 19 grams. And the ice cream for the chocolate, it was 22. For the chocolate chip, for the chocolate chip cookie dough, it was 25. So it was actually quite high. And the problem is that this has very little protein. So this is a lot of energy intake without any without any nutritional value. That's the problem. And the reason why it's so hard to get rid of these foods for some of us, it's hard for me. Because 1, I used to have them all the time. This is the person that used to have a cappuccino and a pastry every morning. Every morning. And sometimes during the day as like an afternoon break. So I had a lot of these foods. Hunger signals were all over the place. Never felt totally satisfied because my body was like, where's the nutrition? You're getting all this food and there's nothing in there. Plan is we're gonna try one of these. But since I kept my meals to just 2 for today, and my fructose levels were pretty low today. So there's no fructose in the health code. There's none in the raw milk. There's, the oatmeal is glucose. So all my cells can use that. It's not going to be converted to fat right away like fructose is when you consume it. And the eggs and the sardines definitely don't have sugar in them. For someone who still struggles with being addicted to foods like this from time to time, is to prioritize protein whenever you can. I don't care whether it's 2, 3, or 4, you know, however you do it, protein rich. And then once you prioritize that nutrition for the majority of your meals, you might have room for a little bit of fun without the consequences. And the consequences, I'm not talking about just weight. Let me make that very clear. Insulin resistance, chronic disease, fatigue, aggressive hunger, not feeling satisfied at all, lethargy. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And we talked about this with Dr. Bickman. It's more than just aesthetics. It's about your hormone levels. It's about your energy. How successful can you be at your tasks physically? Do you feel like sitting down all day or do you feel energetic? That's why I don't believe in laziness. Like, people don't feel like exercising because the foods they're eating make them feel like they don't want to. It's a thing. If you're not eating highly nutritious food, your body is like, you can't exercise, you'll die. This is what the body says. This is how it's so intelligent. That's what it is. Because your body is not getting, it's like, it's being sabotaged. We're evolutionarily designed to seek out high calorie foods. That's our survival mechanism because we need to live another day. But unfortunately, the high calorie foods like this don't have the B12, they don't have the iron, the calcium, the zinc, they don't got nothing, okay? We eat them and we have all this energy, but no nutrition, like no benefit. So that's, I feel like, a huge problem. The timing of when you consume these types of foods is very crucial. So it's 5 o'clock. I predict I'll probably wrap up this eating window around 5:30, 5:45, which is perfect because tomorrow, since I'm gonna have a lot of nice stored energy from this, okay? This is gonna be my jump rope fuel. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. So I don't need to have anything in the morning. I'm gonna get my butt up, go downtown to teach class, come back, maybe have a health coach shake before I teach my 2 online classes, and then after I'll have my other meal. So you kind of just have to figure out the levels of what works for you. Like, again, I should have said this in the beginning because I feel like I always have to remind my family that this is the way I eat because this is how I could sustain this. I'm not pulling teeth eating steak or scallops or sauerkraut. My palate has changed. I love these foods. I love my duck eggs. I love to eat them every morning. I could expand. I could do scrambled eggs. You know, things could change, but I'm not pulling teeth eating like this. And I feel beyond satisfied. And I feel good that if I do want to have something like a van or my ice cream or even popcorn, that it's not going to affect me metabolically like it would when I was not eating well. So we're gonna pop that in the oven. I have the instructions are on the box and we'll see how it goes. All I watching Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. It's my 2nd time watching it. I watched Mugen Train like 4 times. I might watch it 4 times more. I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop. Inosuke's theme is like my most favorite theme out of the whole soundtrack. Kyojuro Rengoku is like the theme, but Inosuke, when I hear that theme from Samuel Kim, I get hyped. This is how I celebrate my Saturday night. Sauerkraut and levain. Okay, so I put it in the oven for like 5 to 7 minutes. It was a little too soft, but ooh, see, it's kind of like I just needed a little more crispy, and this thing crisp ups real fast. I'm just keeping a close eye, but this is basically what this thing is good for. Heating up cookies or sourdough. It's ready. Look at the, see how that toaster oven, if I didn't take this out, it would have been burnt. And also, the size of that cookie is not the size they sell in the bakery, let me tell you. That sucker is huge, and that just goes to show if that little thing is already 19 grams of sugar, I can't even imagine. That's why sometimes when I have that cookie, I get a little well, not a little, I just get a headache. I'm assuming the size of that cookie is maybe 3 times the size of this one. So 3 times 19 is 57 grams of sugar. That's just an estimate. It could be wrong, but that's a lot. So I'm actually happy it's this small. Like I could deal with that. Tsuyoku nareru yu wo shita boku wo tsurete susume. Ooh, this sun is like so bright. Hold on. Oh, that's a little better. All right, let's see how this tastes. Oh, the inside looks good. Very good. I love that. I'm sorry, I don't love that hair. It's consistent with how it tastes from the bakery, but I appreciate how small it is actually, because to eat something humongous like that now after I ate all that food would have been a lot. So I appreciate the size. So we're gonna finish this up and watch maybe 2 or 3 episodes of Kimetsu no Yaiba. right, feeling pretty good. Still gonna train though, because I felt so good when I saw my coach Olaf yesterday. And I feel like hopeful, like I want to keep this going because I lost hope, fam. The back bending is tough and I wasn't very consistent with it. And yesterday I was like, you still got this, bitch. So I'm gonna train a little more, but I think I'll end the vlog here because we had a long day. All right, we brought you all the way from Maddie's first walk to this one. I'm gonna take her out pretty soon. I'll do a few more handstands. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope wherever you are, you're having a really great day. And if you're not, it's okay. I definitely need to do these more often, but I find myself, it's easier to film vlogs with Maddie because when I'm with my parents, like they don't know when the camera's on, they're zooming by, there's like TV going on in the background. It's just a lot. And here, I just have the whole place to myself. I don't have to worry about being in anyone's way or just, you know, what have you. So, and we have Maddie. So that is it. And all links will be down below. This is not sponsored by any of the food things that you've seen. And I just love to share because these foods have helped me tremendously just to live better and to do the things that I want to do long term. The fact that I'm 36, I'll be 37 in January. I want to be able to train for as long as I can, safely as I can, but feel good doing it. I don't want to break my body down, but I want it to be its strongest, its most flexible it can be, and I'm not giving up on her. That's it. That said, fam, I will see you soon. Take care. Thank you for being patient on waiting for this vlog. And until then, I'll see you soon.